I never really thought of myself as being a feminist or getting involved in women's issues. I just kind of always did my own thing in life, no matter what anyone else said. My name is Maggie Robertson, and we're at M&M Robertson Farms in Licking Township in Clarion County in Pennsylvania. We're here because, well, we wanted a lifestyle where we could determine our own life and have a, well, what I term our main goal is a life of self-determination. We want to make the decisions on how we're going to raise our children and what we're going to eat. Perfect. We have 95.5 acres here, and we bought it. We bought the farm in 1998. Moved here in January of 1999 with the intention of farming organically. Gardening with family in tow has its joys and its challenges. We go through times when there's a lot of joy and a lot of frustration at the same time. And the joys I've been really seeing a lot more of this summer, and as the children, or the two girls are getting old enough to really help and play and be a little bit independent. And what I find when I'm walking out of the greenhouse in the evening and walking towards the house, and the girls are running ahead or riding their bikes back and forth, and they're just so happy, and the little dog Elf is running after them and, you know, just running around in circles, and the ducks come out and chase her around because they just do that. Those moments when you just kind of see how everything's fitting together and how, you know, it is a family effort, and the family's together working in a way that's really really gratifying to see. That brings out the whole reason why, you know, why we're doing this and why we're here. Is when we have that, or when we sit down in the evening and almost everything on the table was grown by us or grown by someone we knew, you know, friends or neighbors. When it comes to farming with a family, trying to find that balance in life between what you have to do on the farm and the needs of the family, and bringing the family into the operation as a whole and working together. You know, there are days when the rhythm just flows, and there are days when you feel like you're hitting walls the entire day, when it's just one thing after another. You know, when I tell people that I'm a farmer, and people say, "Oh, so you get up early in the morning?" I say, "I'm not that kind of farmer. I like to sleep in. I like to stay up late." Especially in the evening, it's nice to work time. We work in the garden because the temperature's a little cooler and everything isn't wet, because you really shouldn't work with the plants when they're wet. You don't have to, because that helps spread disease. And in the morning, we've got rivers nearby that bring in a lot of fog and a lot of mist, so everything's soaking wet in the morning. So the evening is a really nice time to be working outside and to have the girls with us and playing, and see the lightning bugs when they come out of the fields, and the moon when it comes up. And if you look around, we have no light to obscure our night sky, so we've got the perfect place to come out and do stargazing. And, you know, for us, that's very important to have our girls know that part of the world around them and be connected with that. And you can't do that if you put them in bed at 8 o'clock on summer evening. One of the biggest challenges I think we have is figuring out how to balance our lives. It's a great challenge to figure out how to take care of ourselves when we have to take care of everything else, and when the world seems like it's upside down because a million things have to be taken care of at once. And as we learn very quickly, you know, we don't have sick time. If something happens, if you're injured, if you're sick, if a family member has some kind of illness or there's an accident, the farm chores still need to happen. You know, animals need to be fed, stuff needs to be harvested and get to market, and that kind of work doesn't stop, and it can be it can cause women to go through some very, very difficult times. Women tend to go into farming for reasons not of an occupation but of a livelihood and a lifestyle, and wanting something more out of life. women tend to put, we tend to put ourselves last over other people's needs, and I have found that to be a challenge personally when we've needed off-farm income and I've got another job or another obligation, that it pulls me off in a different direction from where we need to be focusing. So it's been a challenge for women farmers to learn how to put their own businesses and their own needs first. But what Wagon has done for me, PA Wagon is the Pennsylvania Women's Agricultural Network, and it made me realize that I was not alone. Sometimes women can feel very, very isolated, especially when you're in rural areas like this. Farming is still considered to be a male-dominated occupation. And as the same with many other traditionally male-dominated occupations, women face certain challenges of being taken seriously. That when women are in an environment that's predominantly women, that's most or even all women, they'll step up and they'll ask those questions that perhaps in a room full of men they're afraid to ask, on whether it be something about what a particular piece of equipment does. You know, we kind of have this attitude that sometimes, when you're doing something, you should already know what everything does. And you know, we've got a lot of women who are just getting started, or they're moving from, they want to take the next step. They've been doing everything by hand, and now they want to take the next step. And they don't want to be laughed at by asking, you know, how to use a plow or how do you start a tractor or things like that. One of the most popular workshops we do is the farm tractor maintenance and equipment and safety workshop, and men sign up for that as well too. But a lot of women, they just flock to that because here's an environment where it feels safe to ask these questions that may seem simple, but really aren't. You have to learn that somehow, and no one wants to be in a room where they feel like every time they open their mouth they're going to be criticized or ridiculed or put down because they're asking things that they just don't know. One of the things that I would tell other women and women who are wanting to get into farming is that they're not alone. There's a lot more resources out there for women, and that it can be done. And women as a force, we've got a lot of power that we can use to really solve a lot of problems if we put our resources together. There's a lot of women out there with a lot of wisdom. They've been at this a long time. They've got a lot of things to share, and there's a lot of young women coming up with a lot of new energy and enthusiasm. And if we can get those things together, we have a force to be reckoned with. And you know, I think there's two groups of people you really don't want to get angry at you, and one is farmers and the other is women. So if you put them together with women farmers, you know, we can feed the world. We can solve a lot of problems if we get together and take on some of these issues that are affecting our abilities to feed our families, our abilities to our ability to have a livelihood that supports us. My goodness, if you can grow your own food, you can get through anything. You know, grow your own food and get along with your neighbor, and you can survive the crisis that we're in now and the ones that are sure to come. And we as women can really have a large part in changing the culture of our food system. Before I got involved in farming, I never thought I'd get excited about a shovel.